That was the wrong screen. Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump in the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some cool emotes. We do have open slots available for our Friday early game. We need 2 players to start firing that off, so if you are interested in it, let me know. All right, Bernie, tell us what happened last session.
Right. So last session we started off right after our little encounter with the Volstruckers and their ambush that they had set up, and Bernie spoke at length with Kurt about a few different things, and Kurt's coming with us right now for at least a while, but we did, before leaving, we spoke with the marquise of the town. Well, the first thing we did was go into the prison to apprehend some of the Volstrucker agents that had been placed there. But we also discovered that there were a few other agents inside the town. So we started just basically arresting them, and then the Marquis came and wondering what the hell was going on. And we told him about the situation and what had happened, and the fact that he had lost the jailer there, and also a few other men. They were, well, their corpses was inside the prison still, so that was helpful. And he basically told us that, well, this is the third strike that the Empire has done against the Menagerie Coast. And seeing as Bernie is a paladin of the Lawbear and also affiliated with the Tal'Dorei military, he offered an alliance. So the Marquis asked us to go and speak with some of the other marquises of the Menagerie Coast, and the first one being Marquis Prose of Phelan. And it seems we're starting to get the ball rolling in regards to getting the Menagerie Coast to actually answer the threat of the Empire, since they have been dealing with a lot of different incursions. Yeah, so on our way to Phelan, we discovered, well, we came across a small band of bandits that we promptly arrested and brought with us for a little bit of a bounty that we got on their delivery to the Phelan authorities. Once we got there, we spoke with Rose, and she, well, there was a bit of a negotiation, but she agreed to ally with Tal'Dorei and allow them to use Phelan as sort of a bit of a staging ground in return for, well, resources and military training and stuff. But they would be having, like, a somewhat restricted military presence there. I guess that's it. Did I forget anything?
I think you covered just about everything.
All right.
So, after having your conversation with Prose, leaving her investigation up to her, everybody, you get to walk away and begin mapping out what it is you're going to be doing next in your adventure.
All right. So, well, we still need to look into that thing with, up in, I never forget I always forget the name of the place, the Verst Glade? No, that's not the right one.
No, you're thinking about the other one.
Yeah.
Let me get the
Up the river.
Fields.
Up the Tidon River.
Festerwill Pools.
Festerwill Pools, yeah.
Yes. Did Prose want us to stick around at all, or?
Not really. She didn't have anything. Or wait, Joey, didn't she ask us something? Yeah, she asked us for some names of people who would.
Yes, and all of you were supposed to DM me this week, giving me them.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yep.
Joey, did you read Yanni's backstory?
You sent that to me on Thursday, correct?
Like Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday. I did read it, but I don't have it like firmly in my mind right now. You know.
Yeah.
I'll reread it. I wasn't expecting you to be here, if I'm honest.
Oh no, I sent it on the 29th. I sent it on Monday.
Well, I gave her some names of some people that we've came across that would have something to say about me. But I was mainly asking if she wanted us to stay there a little while for her to get those responses, or if she's fine with us leaving. And as you are leading that alliance stuff.
Yeah, well, she didn't really request us to stay. I mean, it could, of course, be prudent. I still think we have a bit of a target on our backs.
Yes.
They know Kurt now, and maybe they still have some of his possessions or body parts, or blood, or yeah, they might be able to scry on him.
Right.
But actually, Kurt's still with the group at this point, so I'll just turn to him and, Kurt.
Yeah.
I'm a bit unsure what we should do with you, really. I want, on one hand, I don't want you to go. I want you to, well, stay close, basically. I think we're safer that way, but at the same time, it's... Oh, sorry. At the same time, I think it would be good if you actually were able to do what's... well, what we spoke about earlier in regards to the whole diplomatic thing. With the Marquises?
Well, personally, I think that's what I'm going to be doing for the time now, until I can fetch a proper ride back home to the Tal'Dorei.
Right. Well, I was thinking it's because, Commander Darktower said he'd be sending someone who would, they would probably be on their way over to Oth now. They might even be stopping by here. Maybe you could meet up with them for a bit of added security.
That's what I was hoping for as well.
Right. Well, seeing as you didn't part on the best of terms with the Order, I should probably write some sort of letter for you, maybe.
Alrighty then.
Just to, well, clear up the situation and let them know what's happening. But are you comfortable with that?
I think that's a better option than staying here and waiting for them to come back here and take me away again. Much smarter option.
Right. Yeah. I just don't think we can rest in regards to that whole thing with the Volstrokers until it's been permanently dealt with. But yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I think that's a good plan then.
Alrighty. Well, I'm going to be staying here and, well, waiting for them to come by. Just give me your letter whenever you can, and it's been good catching up with you. And don't worry, I'll visit your future missus once I get there and say hi to her, make sure everything's going all right.
Right. Yep. That's yeah, and make sure to look out for Mom as well.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah. By the way, there was one thing I sort of meant to ask. About that whole, the pirate treasures thing. You said the Volstruggers took it, right?
Yeah.
Do you
What
have?
was it? Sorry.
Yeah. How much was it? Do you have any idea?
Oh, it's this great big chest that was, well, I tried knocking to open it up, but it wouldn't open. It had some complicated mage markings all across it that stopped it from being opened.
Right. Do you have any inkling of where they might have taken it?
Probably kept it in Rexingtrum where I was at.
Right. Oh well, it's yeah. That's a very low priority. I just thought I figured it out anyway.
Right.
But yeah. Meanwhile, maybe you could stay with Pros or something here.
That's what I was planning on doing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll see you in a while then.
I'll be seeing you around, brother. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Bye, everyone. Pleasure. Oh, yeah. What?
Before you go, do you remember any of the names of the people you were with in Rexentrum?
Well, there was Trent. The twos I met for a period of time. 3 I met 6 and 7 and 5. I saw number 1, but I never met them.
What did one look like?
He was this smaller fella, I'm pretty sure halfling. And their eyes were just, I'm pretty sure they didn't have eyelids.
Interesting. No other archmages then?
Those were all of the ones I met. They kind of kept me away from all the other archmages.
Okay. I was mainly wondering in case it turned out that any of the ones that we've worked with in the past or know of were there keeping you there.
I'm pretty positive that Trent is working based off of his own goals, not really based off of the Empire's goals.
It's fair to assume. Just part of me was kind of concerned that what if it turned out some of the other archmages, like the one we've done a job for, the Archmage of Diplomacy, got involved and was keeping you there.
Right. Reasonable.
But yes, if you do get tired of staying here, we do have a house in town.
Oh, where's it held up at?
He'll point it out, or she'll point it out and show him where it's at. Mitz, well, bought it for all of us.
Wonderful. Well,
Don't
I'm
go
probably going to be
booby.
staying with Pros, honestly, because she got all of the protection and details and such.
Sure.
Unless he looks over at you, Miriam. You set up some fancy things to keep it safe yet? Hmm?
We've been there for a total of 3 days
So no?
in the 6 months we've owned it. No.
Yeah, so it's pretty safe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be sticking with Pros. Well, pleasure seeing you all again. I hope you have a good time.
Yes, you too.
Best of luck in trying to slay all the Volstruckers in the realm. Brother, you better stay safe.
Oh yeah, that's. I'll try.
Alrighty.
Hey,
Don't
does anything seem off about Kurt just passively watching?
Insight check.
I don't know him though, so that's why I was like trying to watch him.
Oh, I mean, he seems reasonably traumatized from being forced against his will to try to kill his brother. That's really all you can look at, though. That.
Okay.
You know, Bernie, if we had a silver piece for every time someone made one of us try to kill you, we'd have 2 silver pieces. It's not a lot, but it's weird it's happened twice.
Yeah. I was about to say.
What if we also have 2 silver pieces for nearly getting killed by a crashing ship?
That happened twice.
That's happened twice.
First time was an accident.
Yeah, there is. I'm not sure I would read too much into it, but well, let's see. If there's a third time, we'll know.
If there's a third time, we're taking you to a priest that can remove curse.
Wonder if we should take all of you to a priest. I'm not the one trying to kill my brother.
Yes, but all this happened.
I heard
None of this
that!
happened with your
As
phone.
he's walking away.
Good.
Oh, look, I'd do it, but not allowed to remove curse.
You're not allowed to?
No, it's one of the spells that Mama Vusi doesn't allow.
But does she have some strange fondness of curses?
Well, I mean, they can be the product of someone's love or something. Just like calm emotions is something I can't do either.
What? That's weird.
It goes against their domain.
But like any curse?
Any curse.
What if someone cursed you to be unable to love your family? Wouldn't that go directly against her teachings or whatever it is?
Probably, I'm not sure how that would work in that case.
All right, well, yeah, that's fine. It seems a bit strange to me. But
mean-
yeah, yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen a priest of the Raven Queen ever cast things like raise dead?
No.
I'd imagine that's a spell forbidden for them.
Well, sure, yeah, but that's
I mean, I don't ever think I've seen a priest of the Raven Queen even bring anyone back from the dead.
no, but well, I mean that's goes. Yeah, let's not get into another. It's
All right. How about
Yeah.
a strategical debate? Should we teleport straight to, I forget the name of the town where we got on the pirate ship, or Port Damali and try to convince the Marquis there to join the war?
well.
I think
Now that we've spoken with Prose here, and she has Kurt with her, there's also the diplomatic envoy from Tal'Dorei that should be arriving shortly. That's not really in our hands anymore, I think. It's as an officer I was sort of the first representative easily available, but I don't think I feel comfortable being a diplomat. So I think the best thing we can do is to track down our other siblings at this point and ensure that they don't fall into the hands of the Empire.
yeah.
And at the same time, keep a lookout for any other words of singularities or other such artifacts we might come across.
I actually have a thought on that. Once we confirm the safety of one of our siblings, I think it might be prudent for us to take another look at Stalingrad.
I agree.
Right. Which singularity was there again?
The chaos, the one that turned us all invisible and made it rain blood.
Right.
Guys, before we go, is it all right if I send my horse to like a training school real quick? I'm sure there's one here.
Sure.
Okay, I'll be back.
Hey, Zephyria, would you just go along? Maybe they can help you with the barding thing.
Very well. Okay.
I mean, just to see if they have some pointers. I'll I'll give Zephyria like 50 gold pieces.
Hello, I would like to be trained.
I feel like this is a repeat of Sir Yurik now. I feel like this is literally what Sir Yurik does to his now talking horse.
I mean, they could teach him how to use critical thinking skills.
I would like barding of the lawbearer. How much for it?
Oh, he already purchased the barding. He just needs to be trained on how to use it.
Yeah.
Just wait till Lily makes some sort of like magic item that allows you to, you know how like heavy armor, it takes you like certain amount of time to put on.
Yeah.
It'll be that like thing that you can Iron Man the heavy armor on, but she'll make an animal version.
Iron
Perfect.
horse, awesome.
But yes, we have some items from. I gotta scroll up in my notes because this is a way back one of. Remember where we got the Ultros?
Yes.
Well, we do have some items from that area that we can get back there too. And it might be pertinent to head there.
Wasn't the Ultros like near that mouth of a river? Like near the coastline? I'm trying to...
No, it was up the tide and river near Yarsko. Remember the person who owned the Riptide Tavern before it got destroyed? Where all the stars?
Yeah. Oh, the wreck was at the... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be wise to backtrack a little bit up there. Oh, and by the way, Miriam, there was something I wanted to. You said, what was his name? Argon. The Lyceum, Argon Lyceum. That's the name, right?
Yes, the person you introduced me to. Yes.
Right. Yeah. But you've had more dealings with him afterwards, haven't you? But you said he was some sort of time wizard, right?
Did Argon? I don't remember if the character in the session he ever told me what kind of wizard he was, but
in session he did not, because he doesn't really reveal that. However, while you were at the Lyceum, you did hear about his new school that he introduced to the Lyceum, and he's en route to become the head professor of Dunamancy.
I'm not quite sure I understand entirely, but it appears he is a pathfinder of a new school of magic that I wouldn't know anything about the dynasty aspect, that apparently has dominion over gravity and time from the spells I was able to copy from him.
Right. Because, well, I was thinking that maybe this thing, and I hold up the time singularity amulet, would be better kept in his hands. Or at least the Lyceum. I really don't want to lose any more time. from it.
Sure, the Lyceum would definitely lock it up. When I have time, I can message Argon whether or not he would have interest in such an artifact.
Of course. Oh, well, I mean, so long as he's able to keep it safe. I suppose he would be, right?
If we're trying to just keep it safe, it might be best to leave it with the Lyceum. Argon is the last I knew of dealing with Trent directly.
All right. Well, yeah. Maybe let's hold off on this then.
But I can let him know that it is an option if he wish.
Yeah. I mean, if you send him a letter and see if he has any ideas, he'd probably be interested in having a look at it, I suppose.
I mean, if he is a mage of time and gravity, he might have more insights than what I can find.
Right. Well, to be perfectly honest, I'm hoping that maybe he would be able to somehow find a way for me to not be so damn old.
There's potions for that.
There is.
Yeah.
If I recall, there is a spell of necromancy that lets you clone yourself. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
No.
Okay.
If I I think it was something called like a potion of longevity or something. Though it's because I've come across it in research before of some nations in the past fighting over it.
Right. Well, I'm not looking for any sort of fountain of eternal youth or anything like that.
Oh, nothing like that. More like the method to make it. Since I think it's something like 7 years a potion.
Interesting. Right. Well, I'm not actually sure how long I might be able to live, being like, you know, the horns and being a tiefling, you know.
I mean, if you want to know the average life expectancy.
Oh, you know that?
I believe that would be in my medical journals, the average life expectancy of tieflings.
Absolutely.
All right. Off the top of my head, I believe they can live to be up to 200, I think. Off the top of my head, without actually looking it up.
200 is where they can get to if they are not killed. However, the life expectancy of a tiefling is closer to about 120 before somebody inevitably kills them.
Right. So, good news is you broke the odds, because circumstances, they usually die before they're 120, but they can live to be about 200.
Yeah, so,
All right.
so what you're saying is Bernie's going through his midlife crisis.
Second life crisis.
That's no, I mean. Well, I did get Superior.
Hey, you did get a horse.
Yeah.
And married someone.
Yeah.
I did regret that she's not a big, bright, and red. But no, it's yeah. It's just something I've been thinking about, you know. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't feel that much like weaker or anything. It's just
Well, you are in fantastic shape, so that probably is why.
well, thanks.
I mean, also with this, it would more likely mean that, well, on a bit of the darker side, that you wouldn't outlive your fiance.
Yeah. That's true.
But enough of that.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well,
Shall-
if there's nothing else anyone wants here in town, I guess we can start heading up the coast.
Well, there is the trading post. Do we want to put anything in there? I don't know why, but I feel like Joey just rolled his eyes.
Not that I can think of, really.
Yeah. No, I don't think I have anything particular.
Hoarders. Alrighty then. Well, Zephyria is going to be remaining here to be taught how to fight, fly, and ride wearing breastplate, correct?
Let me double check. That is, breastplate parting.
Okay. And what's Zephyria's intelligence score?
10.
Oh, that's not going to take very long at all. That's only going to be about 9 weeks or so. But plus the training you've done with them, so we'll lower it down to 7 weeks.
Smarter than the average horse.
Smarter than the average person.
Yeah.
Yes, but Miriam, I do have this from back there, and pulls out like the giant ant chitin that still's kind of covered in a bit of dirt. You think you could use this to get us back there?
I believe I should be able to.
That's good. We know of a place there that is at least safe from most elements. That giant cave.
The
God,
ones with
you-
the diamonds.
The ones that had the oil sugar experiments done on them.
Yeah, the one with the giant.
Yeah. We still have that potion, by the way.
Ugh. Honestly, I feel like that might be something to send to the Lyceum for research to make it actually usable.
Fair. But if we do the teleportation, that should save us a lot of time, and we'll just need to travel up the Titan River on the Ultros, like it was doing for ages.
Right, it's probably the one place on the coast that it won't attract attention.
Right?
Well, the return of it might attract some attention.
Not to mention we can always stop by and say hi to Yarska.
Oh, true enough.
No, that'd be nice.
It would be.
But yeah, off and away then. Or what does they say?
So,
Waiting to make sure everyone is here so we don't have another Patry situation.
did everybody check their whispers while this has been going on?
Their whispers?
Yeah, who's whispering? Somebody go on the YouTube channel and look at them all.
Oh, you mean the dialogue?
I haven't seen any whispers.
Okay, I'll take that as a no then. Somebody told me that they were whispering somebody, and somebody didn't see it apparently, but apparently they did.
I was asking for permission to whisper. I'm sorry. I didn't see that because I was too engaged in this horse insurance
jeepers.
conversation. I'm sorry.
That's the whispering William.
Stupid whisper Willie. You're good. Alrighty then, everybody. Time to set back up. You all find Yanni walking away from the stables district.
It's a whole district.
Well,
Horses.
actually, yeah, in this town it has to be. They need a lot.
They're breeding horses, man.
Uh-huh.
Let Butterscotch be the warrior I know she'll be.
Wait. If they're breeding horses and Bernie sent his Pegasus that way, is his Pegasus getting like, I don't want to say catcalled by these people. Say, hey, Pegasus.
It's like probably getting like a
Gawked.
manicure or something.
Oh,
No, it would be a floor pedicures.
I thought it'd be the other way around. Like it kind of gets bullied because it's different. But
Absolutely not. It's majestic as fuck, and everything else is lesser. It might
And
get
its
bullied because
wings.
it talks, but
Gets bullied because it's smarter than the other horses.
You also can kick the other horse's ass.
Yeah.
alrighty then. If I remember correctly, then you all are going to be heading from Feolin, and going to Tayadin River or Tesoa in order to get up over towards your destination.
That's actually a good question. Do we have anything from Tusoa?
No, I don't think so. Because wherever the cabins on the Tide River / Lake Copia area, that's where we got the giant ant chitin. Because we had to come up here for the ant chitin to clear the path because they couldn't ship anything up there. So we're north of Tesoa.
Oh, okay, so the giant cave is actually north of Tusoa. Okay.
Yes.
What sort of thing is it you need? Does it have to be a natural thing from the area?
So I'm just gonna post the spell because there's a lot, but basically, if I have an item from that area from the last 6 months, it's a guaranteed success. Otherwise, it's based on how familiar I am with the area, and it's a roll.
It's older than 6 months, but it's from the area.
Well, my manacles are. It's the pair that I took off one of the guards we fought at the resort. If that helps.
Yeah, but the resort was over like here.
Yeah.
Joey, how much did it cost for the horses training? Or were they just like, yeah, we'll take it?
25 gold.
Oh, that's not much at all. Okay, perfect.
I think, considering how long it's... Wait, don't we have that guy's glove?
We do, but it's also from that same area.
Oh, right. Brain. So I think because of how long it's been, it'll drop to seem casually, I think, Joe, if I'm remembering how the spell works. If I'm reading this right.
It would be dropped down to familiar. Because you are familiar with the territory.
I hate the way this spell is worded.
It might just be Roll20 formatting, but I can't even tell how the hell it works.
Yeah, the formatting in Roll20 is destroying the table.
All right.
Roll20 do be like that.
Okay, so because we don't have the object, it is very familiar, which means it's still a D100 to get us there. But the odds of us misfiring are very low. It's 5%.
Very well.
All right, everyone ready?
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
Why do you have to say that? Why? Why would you do that?
Well, since Bernie already jinxed it, we're...
Yeah,
Go ahead and
walks
roll.
up. Walks up. Don't worry, guys. I think honestly the worst is probably
Thank
behind
God.
us.
On target. There's only a 25% chance of us not getting exactly there, but you had to say that.
Of course.
That's the highest D100 ever rolled.
Alrighty. So, you all teleport over into the Copia Wildwoods.
Right about there, I think.
Woo!
We're right, and we show up right outside the Giant's Cave, which had the ants. Really hope nothing's taken to eating that giant corpse in there.
Oh no, those corpses were ceremonied.
That doesn't last forever.
No,
I'm
no, no.
talking
As
about
in,
wild animals.
as in burned.
Oh, okay.
You know, this wildwood here certainly is copious. Do you think that's why they call it the Copia wildwood?
I don't know.
Maybe they deal with a lot of terrible things, so it's filled with copium.
Right.
I don't like any of you right now.
As a doctor, I can confirm that copium is a type of herb used to make yourself think you're doing the right thing.
But seeing this outside the giant cave area for a long time, I was like, I actually need to do something here.
What?
Do you remember all those times ago where we did those 2 ceremonies on the giant corpses to send them to the afterlife? You did yours on one and I did on the other.
Right.
Well, you know, I need to go probably cleanse that land.
Oh, right. Yeah. Want me to come with you?
Sure.
All right.
While they're doing that, DM, what time of day is it now?
Same time of day, which would be right past supper time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Winter Soul, right?
No, we're north
Yeah,
of Tesoa.
Oh, never mind.
In Copia. So,
No,
now that you're all here, you have to go over to Soa in order to charter a vessel to take you up north, correct? Do any of you remember the contact here? Who's the person who can do that for you?
we don't need a charter, but we have a boat.
Yeah.
Well, you do have to charter one unless you want to die.
Oh, right, there's guards on this river.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, this is an Imperial checkpoint.
Or warn the enemy that you're going up the coastline.
True.
Because
I
more
gotta-
than
I
likely
gotta
you
go-
won't die. Yeah, what?
I was just saying, I gotta go through my old notes about that one.
Yeah, you do.
Hmm.
So Bernie, guerrilla campaign.
What?
What about giant gorilla campaigns?
I'm just throwing out the idea. There's an Imperial outpost here. We could have some fun on our way up if we don't want to charter a boat.
Oh, I'm up for some fun.
Yeah, you know, at this point, I think the cat's already out of the bag, as it were. So
We
It
have
would
a cat?
also,
probably somewhere.
There's a tabaxi stowaway.
I had a tabaxi friend once. I still do. I don't know where he is. So.
That just gave off major I know black people vibes.
No, because we're talking about cats. He's like 2 feet. He was so cute. He used to prepare food for me.
the only reason I am Miriam, am bringing it up is because of how close it is to Pride's Call.
Right. Well, let's why don't we do a sending to my superior first? I don't feel like I should be the one to make that kind of decision.
If you want, I can scout out their area. Like what I'm actually kind of good at.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
So you're saying I can't just run up the river?
Not yet.
Unless you want to get
Unless you,
Oh.
unless
Okay.
you can run on water, I guess.
I'll be back. I'll let you guys know how many defenses and things they have. Guess do I have to? I gotta do stealth, right, Joey?
Yes, you do.
Okie dokie.
Now,
Okay.
keep in mind, it's the entire length of the river. It's not just like you peek your head out and go, "Oh, there it is."
No, yeah, she's definitely scouting ahead.
Okay.
Ooh, a 30. I hope that's good.
30's pretty good. Now roll me a perception check.
Can I go off my passive?
No, because you're actively looking for something.
Okay. Perception. Ooh, 24.
24. All right, that's not too bad.
Patrick actually can run in water.
Yeah, that's why I said it as a player.
So, 24, Yanni. Wait, you don't have reliable talent?
She does. That's why she has a 24.
Oh, shit, I was doing math wrong. Okay. So, going up the river, you start to notice that there's a few blemishes on the All right, let me read this. Okay. Where was I? You start to notice that there's a few blemishes inside of the bank on the shoreline. When you look at that, one of them looks like there was a explosion that took place inside of it recently, and you recognize many of these blemishes as locations individuals could easily camp up inside of in order to fortify themselves or protect themselves from impending doom or dangers around themselves. In addition to that, you do notice that the flow of water from the lake seems to be a bit stronger than a usual current from that location would be. Can you roll me a survival check? Let's see. Or nature check, sorry. Nature.
– 31.
All right.
Good thing we're a scout.
So, because the flow of the lake is making the water rise slightly, you imagine that means there's some amount of displacement to the water, or it was held up for a period of time and it's catching back up to its usual flow. Considering around nighttime would be high tide, but that would affect the ocean and not the stream and water itself. You imagine that there's probably some type of reinforcements from the Empire side up ahead. But you are nowhere near close enough to be able to see it. It would be on the other side of the lake.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm just scouting out this side then.
All right, well, that's what I gave you.
Yeah. After she completes all that stuff, she'll come back. Did you get word from your commanding officer?
No, I was going to get to that sort of while she was gone. If Tal'Dorei is willing to do sending, at least.
Yeah.
All right, Tosha.
So just ask him, or just tell him that we're going up the Tal'Dorei River, and ask if I have, or if we have permission to engage with any Empire forces along the way.
Josh will send to his commander. We're heading up the Tal'Dorei River, and Bernie wants to know if he has permission to engage at will.
With Empire forces.
With Empire forces.
When necessary, you do have permission to engage with them. Seeking out conflicts will only draw the ire of the enemy. We wish to control their ire strategically.
I'm sure we'll lay that word for word.
All right. Right. So, if, let's say they are now and then scrying on us, these Volstruckers, they might already know that we're at least out here or on our way up the lake.
Perhaps if they recognize the area.
Sure, yeah, that is, of course, a necessity. If possible, I think it would be best if we managed to sneak by any Imperial camps or outposts up here.
I mean, could always try going through the mountains if we don't want to head to Sasoa.
You know, we could probably get up the mountains quite a while with the ship, right? How much was it in one night we could cover with it? Like, was it 100 miles or something?
Flying through the air, yeah.
According to the math that we did, 40 miles in a full night.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's pretty good in regards to scaling a mountain, though.
Yeah. They would be naturally keeping most of their watch towards the river, not so much across the mountains.
True. Speaking of the mountains, Joey, would I know anything of like rumors of what might live in these mountain ranges here?
Roll me history. Let's see.
Is that still part of the Sirius?
It is.
25.
Alrighty. So, you are fully aware that inside this area they had a little bit of an infestation problem before. This infestation problem was giant ants, if you remember all of that.
Yeah.
They also had the situation with the giants in this area. The incredibly strong and large and terrifying giants. Now, aside from that, however, you don't recall if there's any, like, big threats of animals in the area, more smaller ones. However, the mountain range itself is incredibly perilous, and high up usually would have wyverns and things such as that.
Okay. The only thing I can think of in the mountains are wyverns in there. And then, of course, the mountains themselves being perilous.
Right. Well, we should be able to deal with some wyverns. We've done that before.
True.
Oh yeah. So, all right. So let's do that then. Go a bit northwest and then try to cut across the mountains.
Mountains should give us enough cover to we won't alert the base.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And if we need to rest for the night, you have your scary magical house.
Oh, I can't do that and teleport in the same day.
I have a method of doing such. I'm able to cast a spell known as Temple of the Gods.
Also, good point of clarification. no spell like that will work on the boat as it is moving.
True.
Right. Well, we'll keep some sort of watch rotation as we usually do when we travel with the ship, and try to get as much rest on board as we can.
Oh, we lost Patrick.
Yeah, she'll be back. Alrighty. Well then, I would like a group stealth check moving forward.
Gonna use session advantage.
I'll use recap advantage. 18.
Alrighty. Jeez. Okay, this is actually pretty bad.
Hold on, Patrick didn't roll.
Yeah, they did. Oh, Patrick,
Sorry,
you're back.
I had a call.
Yeah. All right. Roll stealth check.
Okay.
And
If we're
Toshi,
gonna
you
fail-
use session advantage, right?
I did, yes.
And
Watch,
I
we're gonna
use
fa-
recap advantage.
So 7.
No,
watch, we're gonna
18.
fa-
No,
We're gonna
because you're
fail.
wearing
Oh,
heavy
yeah,
armor.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Ugh.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We need to get you some mithril.
We do.
like Jethro.
Alrighty.
so Jethro.
So since Yanni is not with the group, we don't account for her stealth. So your group average comes out to 13.
Wait, what do you mean Yanni's not with the group? We're on the ship.
Yanni's scouting up ahead.
Wait, how far ahead? Because that's
Within a mile. I know.
Okay.
We're keeping tabs.
Okay, so this is
Okay.
before the ship got it. Okay.
We're on a ship.
What? No. She
Sorry,
came back.
we
didn't
waited
she?
till she got back before we talked to his
Got
lieutenant.
okay. Never mind.
Sorry, you did the same thing I did, but
Yeah. Alrighty, so 75 plus 26 divided by 6. Group average comes out to 17.
not horrible.
No.
We can crash the ship into them.
If I hear one more thing about crashing a ship again, I'll just walk on the side, guys, and you guys can crash the ship.
yeah. You don't need to worry. If she decides to crash the ship, I'll be here to catch you, so you don't crash with it.
You're in
Yes.
heavy armor. You're gonna sink.
I will be just fine, Yanni.
Oh, that's so cute.
What?
If I crash the ship, you'll heroically save Yanni. Oh, it's just like one of those romance books that I read.
Yanni looks at her gloves of climbing and swimming, and then looks back up. Well, thank you, Jethro. I appreciate that.
So,
It's just my duty.
as you all are getting onto the ship and sticking over to the mountainside in order to try to fly over and past all of this, let me roll for weather.
Is that a tornado? Oh, okay, that's 12 out of 20. That was 12 out of 100.
That's a 14
Oh, there's
out
a
of 100.
Oh no.
Is that a hurricane in the middle of a lake?
Is that a hurricane and a whirlpool in the air?
Wait, is it me or is that a Sharknado?
Who
Oh,
is
God, no.
holding onto the anchor?
Miriam.
Marion. As you fly up into the sky, at first you thought it was just a cloudy night. But it turns out it is not just normal clouds up here. into the mountain range as you are heading up. The mountains break out into the clouds themselves, and you start to see that there's ripples of lightning arcing across these clouds. There's rain pouring high up here. And if you go much higher than the clouds, people who require, simple things like breathing will not be capable of doing so.
Right.
So,
Just don't breathe. Easy.
it is your call if you wish to navigate everybody through with the anchor, or if you wish to find a different route.
But before I decide that, I just had a thought.
Should be something happening.
We've been driving this boat a while. Have I gained vehicle proficiency with it yet?
You haven't been trained by anybody formally. You would have to find another flying ship captain.
Gotcha. Okay.
You've been driving this.
We've had it. for
Driving this car without a permit.
Yeah, we have time. I'm gonna try to go around the storm.
Okay. Survival check, Miriam.
Can I
Can I assist?
Sure.
Thank you. Bum, 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 bum.
Perfect. Wyatt, you're unmuted.
Sorry about that. I always read when I type.
That's why I told you you're unmuted.
Yeah, no, Friday. About the fight going on.
Alrighty. Well, you start trying to navigate around the clouds, but unfortunately the direction that you choose to go, because it's away from where enemy insurgents may be, is also the route that the clouds are moving. Alrighty, everybody. I would like you all to roll me initiative.
Okay. I have something interesting that might work in this situation, but I guess I'll try it on my turn. Oh my god.
Wow. This is going great. Make sure you select your token before rolling.
Joey rolls initiative for the weather.
No, you never roll. It's a layer action, so it's static 20 at all times. Layer
Wait, where's my
actions are
token?
always 20. Drag your
Where's a
token out.
druid? Where's a druid when we need them?
Yeah, right.
Hey, one more level, or one more spell level, and I could have controlled weather.
You guys had the chance to go talk to Blueberry.
Blueberry's down in the Vezawield.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's down there, man.
He's a Palmaphora.
Yeah? Is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Last we
He
know.
was, at least.
Weren't
We
you
know
all
this
last session talking about, hey, what about that man with that T-Rex who's in this forest who's kind of controlling it very well, who happens to be a furball?
That was in the
Wait, how
proof
do I drag?
roll,
How
wasn't
do
it?
I drag a token out?
I'll do it. So in journals, you open up, or you don't open up anything. In journals, you hover over your character's name, click, drag, and drop onto the map.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll, everybody.
Hatchery beat weather.
I believe it.
Well, you have to select your token to oh, you did. Okay, it just didn't make any audible sound for me. Thanks. Roll 20. So, Patry, you notice that you're moving into the larger storm and that the storm is moving into your territory as well. As you take note of this, you look around the ship and, well, people aren't properly anchored down, tied off, or secured yet. And this storm seems to be, well, stronger because you're literally inside of it. What would you like to do?
I think y'all should get some rope or something, or else we're going to go on a bunch of flying missions.
Good idea.
So for your
So-
action,
Oh yeah, we could also crash it.
Crash the ship.
when in doubt, crash the ship.
Just crashing us in the security post.
Jeez.
Oh no.
If anything, that's just story is like, man, that storm was terrible. I know it took a ship
All right,
from
we're
the
in
sea and
initiative,
crashed it."
guys. We're in
Okay,
initiative.
sorry. Okay.
Which side of the
so
river?
that's-
The side
so-
we were on or the other side?
Patrick's gonna go. Patrick's going to go look for some rope and, let's say, tie yourself down to something that's bolted down.
Okay, I need you to give me a survival check.
Yay.
— 19. You run your way over to the main mast, find some of the rope that you have there, and start tying it to yourself with the ghost rope. All done?
All done.
Alrighty.
We're about to get moisturized, y'all.
Oh. That is only one of you, thankfully. And that one is Patry.
Yay!
As you are on the main mast, you look up at the sky where this large lightning storm is happening, and you see this streaking arc begin moving towards you. I need you to give me a deck save.
So I'm just imagining, oh man, that streaking light is going real slow to Patrick's perspective.
30. As
Yeah,
it goes,
Get on my level.
you do a backflip over the lightning bolt as it strikes into the ship. Let me roll damage.
This is how Patrick becomes the Flash.
Patrick's already the.
Alrighty, Miriam, subtract 21 hit points from the ghost ship.
Okay. Second.
That was a pretty damn good roll.
Yeah.
Is lightning considered magical?
No, it's weather. This is nature. Get fucked.
Can Patrick catch the lightning and throw it back at the cloud?
Oh. Only if it's an attack roll. It's not.
Munch.
This is an area of effect.
I just wanted to check in case the ship is immune to or resistant to things that aren't magical.
No, the ship is not.
Not gonna be. Honestly, I am surprised Wizards or whatever hasn't made like a monk with like an ability subclass for that
Probably will.
throwback.
Yeah.
Catch your
become like
fireball,
Zeus
throw it at him.
temporarily. Yeah.
You cast fireball, I throw it back.
And
Who needs
power
counterspell?
creep will be there in a year. Anyways, that's the end of the weather's turn. Yanni.
Wow, that's a good idea to tie myself off. Yanni's gonna look at everybody. Everyone's good with knots, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Heck
What?
yeah!
I was a twig scout. Okay, never mind. She's
The storm's really loud. I can't hear you.
she's gonna hold the knot up that she's tying in front of Jeffro to her to the mast behind her. Knot. Yeah, she's gonna. What kind of check do you want me to do? Survival for that?
That is correct.
Let's go. Survival.
How many knots per hour do you want?
God damn it.
Oof. If only 24.
24. Well, you end up tying yourself off to the mast as well, doing a pretty good job at it.
And then, after tying herself to the mast, she's gonna look up at the sky and say in Elvish, please stop?
Okay. All right, Jethro, your turn.
Oh shit, really?
Nature don't give a fuck about your please.
Yeah. Jethro is. Let's see. Yanni's tied off. That's the main thing for him. Yeah, he's gonna go around and I guess order of priority help people get their knots tied. So let's say who would be probably closer to Jethro right now?
Anybody you want.
All right. Can Jethro help tie a knot around? Let's say Tolsha, because he believes Bernie can probably hold on or do his own. Bernie's a seaman.
We're
For
all
sure.
seamen at some point.
But yeah, no, Jethro will tie a knot for Tolsha. Man, well, sorry, marriage things and tying. Jethro will help tie Tolsha to the mast of the ship.
All right, do a survival check. Or wait, are you helping?
No, he's doing it himself.
Alrighty. You are getting tied off to the mast of the ship as well.
Thank you.
What? It's loud. You have to yell. And that's,
Thank you.
I guess, that's pretty much Jethro's turn, I would say, unless I can do my bonus action for something like that too.
Well, yeah, what's your bonus action?
Oh no, I was asking if I could do my bonus action to do something similar.
No.
Right.
You would have to be a specific type of rogue to do that.
Can I hex the storm to not be? No, I'm kidding.
You want
that's
to
it,
hex
that's my
Mother
thing.
Nature? Alright. Mother Nature
that's-
can
that's-
fuck over druids, and you know that better than anyone.
True.
Anyways, Bernie, your go.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll move over to where the bulk of people are gathered around, so that I'm sort of within close proximity to mostly everyone, and then I'll tie myself down.
Alright, so you're tying yourself to the mast as well?
Yep.
Alrighty, go ahead.
Maybe it's not a good idea to tie ourselves next to each other if the storm's specifically shooting lightning towards us.
But it's for protection. Trust me. Yeah, survival you said?
Yes, I did.
I'm gonna use session inspiration.
Alrighty.
21.
Alrighty. Well, you end up tying yourself to the mast very well. Tolsha, you were just tied to the mast by Jethro.
Okay, seeing this and seeing everything that's happening, Tulsha knows Miriam isn't the greatest at survival, but is also too far away to help him tie himself to the wherever he is. But her bird is going to go over to Miriam and just kind of land on him and just cast Death Ward on Miriam, just in case something happens.
He's gonna fall off the ship, which would have killed him. Like, I'm alive.
Alrighty.
If he dies, I think the ship goes poof.
Miriam, you're the only person here who can control the ship with this anchor. You are also one of two people not tied to the ship yet.
Right. Can I tie myself to like the wheel of the ship?
The helm? Absolutely.
Okay.
You will be outside of Bernie's aura.
Actually, no. I bonus action command my skeletons to tie me to the. No, wait. That doesn't.
Yeah, let's see how good they do. That's fine.
Ah.
What do you tell them specifically?
To tie themselves and me with a rope to the base of the wheel.
Alrighty. They'll do that at the end of their turn. Or at the end of your turn. What else you got?
I guess as my action, I'm gonna command the ship to try to go like in a diagonal closer to the ground to try to like get out of the storm's way and to the ground.
Closer to the mountains?
Yeah.
Alrighty. I need you to roll me a survival check on this one, Miriam. You are attempting to get low enough underneath the storm where you're better off, but high enough over the mountains you don't have to worry about crashing into any of them.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, let's go. You find a solid elevation to stick to that hopefully you'll be able to pass through and, well, not get in too much trouble. All done?
Yes, and I just want to clarify the ghost ship. What is the ghost ship again, stat-wise?
Galleon.
Yeah, that doesn't exist other than the space version now.
Ship. I thought I gave you guys a handout for this a while ago.
You did. It got deleted.
What?
Yeah, they
Shit.
completely removed normal galleon. From I even tried looking it up on D&D Beyond. It doesn't exist there either.
Nope, not that one. Yeah, I just thought I made a handout specifically for this.
Sorry, I was trying to find the thing myself.
It's Ultros, right?
Yeah, the Ultros.
I mean, there's a sailing ship on D&D Beyond that shows that it has hit points of 300.
That's absolutely wrong.
There's a galley with that. Is that close enough?
No, it's a galleon.
Okay.
I'm
There's a
finding the
Starjammer
stats.
ship.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Sorry, I literally didn't notice until you told me to minus 21 points.
There's a mechanical beholder from Acquisitions Incorporated.
Alrighty, the ship that you have has 265 hit points.
Okay, writing that down.
It is resistant to physical attacks such as piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons. Lightning is lightning, so yeah.
Okay.
And in case you were wondering, bludgeoning that is caused because the ship hit something, it is magical itself, therefore that is magical damage. Alrighty, Miriam. Have your Skelly boys roll survival checks.
Oh, right. My skeletons. Oh, no.
Yup.
Survival is wisdom. Oh, no. -1. I'm just going to roll with advantage, so 1, 2. Double 19!
Let's go! These skeletons are learning!
Smart.
At first, you see them making a noose. But they actually tie you to their bones and tie their bones to the helm of the ship.
That's very smart, actually.
Yup.
And then, and then they give you a thumbs up.
Alright. No, it's giant sign language. They flip you off, and that is confirmation we did good.
I believe
Patrick,
it for giants.
your turn. Anything you would like to do?
I am wondering, since we're tied down to the ship, does that make us restrained?
That is correct.
Okay, I'll use my action to dodge to negate the disadvantage for any deck saves.
Oh, sorry, it's not restrained, it's grappled. You are grappled to the ship.
Oh, okay, it's grappled.
Yeah.
You have some movement.
Movement speed of 0, but you don't have disadvantage with all your shits.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna use the action to dodge. I think that'll be it. While that happens, Patrick kind of thinks about whether they're celebrating the Rainbow Festival in Broken Bank right now.
Weather's turn. Hey, Weather. What action are you taking? Oh.
Whether or not, here it comes.
Ooh.
Well,
Broken Bank Mountain.
5 or higher. Everybody on the ship. If you are tied to the ship, you have to give me a strength saving throw at advantage. If you are not tied to the ship, you are at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh wow, it's advantage or disadvantage.
Yep, there is no in between.
And those of you who are close to me near the mast would get a +10, +5. I mean,
Yep.
+10.
19.
Do I have to roll for my skeletons as well? or
yes, you do.
I don't have bless. 20.
Oh, it's a wonky thing. Let me try that again.
Yeah, that looked weird. Are you doing it from the D&D Beyond app?
Yeah, because Roll20's being kind of goofy with my character sheet right now.
Roll20 sucks right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have to roll for my skeletons?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Okay, so they get advantage because we're all tied together. So first one, 19. Second one. 6.
I am on a roll today. Pun intended.
You're on a roll 20.
Alright.
We love 32.
We love 32. Alright, Miriam, you're the only one not gaining the benefits of the aura as well as your skeletons. You and your one skeleton, as you were tied very well to one another, unfortunately the rope and tension ends up snapping as the storm strikes against the side of your vessel and begins tilting and pushing it to the side. The two of you are knocked prone and slide 15 feet, slamming up against the railings on the side of the vessel. One more round like this, and you might be knocked off.
Yikes.
Everyone else, Patchy +5, you're good. Tosha +5, you're good. Everyone else is perfectly fine. You're holding on as best you can to the mast and each other as the ship is being capsized.
And I'll shout out to Miriam. Take us down.
Trying.
Yanni, your turn. You're muted.
Nothing to really do. We're just fighting the weather.
I'm giving people opportunities if they can do something.
Yeah. Fuck it.
You see Miriam's no longer tied to where he's supposed to be, and he's the one who controls the ship.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, survive a fall. Miriam probably not. No, Miriam can teleport.
Not through the air.
This is risky. She's gonna... I really hope I don't have to do this. She's gonna pull out her longbow, tie a rope to the arrow, and aim it at Miriam in ready action to shoot it if it looks like he's gonna fall.
I'll do the same with a grappling hook.
On your turn. On your turn.
Everyone's
Jethro?
looking like they're about to beat up Miriam to save him. Jethro,
The wizard's vulnerable. Shoot him.
Just from a physics
Jethro
standpoint,
say-
that would more harm than good.
Seeing Miriam's line snap, Jethro's gonna run towards where he saw it and basically.
Oh, you don't have to run. You can slide. The ship is on its side practically.
Oh yeah, Jethro's gonna he's gonna make his way over there.
All right.
And basically grab the line and retie it if possible, maybe to something more secure than a skeleton.
Well, you can certainly try. Do a survival check. He's right up against these railings.
Well, technically, one of my skeletons is still secure,
Yes.
and I am tied to him.
Well, you're secured to the skeleton that you failed with, and we're role-playing it that the rope broke, which is the justification.
Gotcha.
20. Yep, you see him there, and you try tying him to the mast as quickly as... Or not the mast, the rails of the ship as quickly as possible. However, keep in mind, you are also on that same side.
Yes. Did you get my whisper, by the way, about the bonus action I forgot with Jethro earlier?
I didn't. What? Let me...
I'll just say it now, because he would have activated this unknowingly, or maybe his patron would have done it. Elemental gift. Jethro currently has a flying speed of 30 feet for 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Jethro doesn't know this right now, though.
Nice. Alrighty. Bernie!
Yeah. Let's see. Seeing as everyone else sort of is secured by the mast, I'll, how much of an action is it to untie myself?
In action.
Oh.
Or if you have a means of teleportation, or you can replace one of your attacks by cutting the rope on you.
Right.
You did a good job tying.
Yeah. No, it looks like Jethro has some good assistance over there for
You tell him.
Miriam, so I'll, yep. I guess I'll just, stay ready. For whatever may come.
Alrighty. So then, next up is you, Tolsha.
Yeah, I want to do this. I'm going to, over by where Jethro and Miriam are, just do summon Celestial to just have someone there to catch them if they fall off the ship.
Does your Celestial have a movement speed?
Yes. 30 feet on the ground, 40 flying.
Okay. It'll take its actions at the end of your turn.
Yeah, yeah. At the end of my turn, it will assist and first do a quick glance over Miriam, and then seeing Jethro would tie Jethro to it, and I'll just do the roll for it real quick.
Alright, go for it.
It is plus 7 to this. So 12.
Alrighty, it is attempting to hold on to you, Miriam, but it's not doing a great job.
Got it.
Miriam, your turn. You have to
Okay.
right the ship before you start descending it, or else you're gonna roll upside down, and that's gonna be dangerous for everybody.
The Celestial is helping you get up there with fly speed.
He's still tied.
So that's gonna be my action to right the ship, probably.
Yep.
All right. So action righting the ship.
Alrighty, I need you to give me... Ooh, this one we're gonna call an athletics check. You are commanding and turning your anchor as best as you can, trying to push it to the side and get it back into the proper position. Don't fail a lot.
We're upside down.
Ooh.
Oof.
I need you to roll me a d6. You try to right the position of the storm, but there's a panicked nature to you right now. This is not your skill set. And as you're trying to mathematically figure out how to position, you don't account for the physics, and you get it on a proper angle. However, now it's facing nosedive towards one of the mountains. Hopefully you don't get shoved by the storm into that mountain.
I'm sorry, is Patry laughing maniacally as we are now to crash dive towards a mountain?
Nicholas Cage.
Absolutely.
Pedro Pascal.
Patry, your turn.
Come on, Marion, aim it at the security point. We need to make this effective.
That your action aiming at the security point.
And she's still going to use her action to dodge.
Dodge. Alrighty.
Dodge.
Next up is weather. You all ready?
Whether or not we survive.
Oh,
Miriam will.
Oh, okay.
I just thought of something.
That yeah.
Can I bonus action my one skeleton to do the help action to me?
You can, so next turn you'll have help.
Thank you.
Yep. 3. Let's roll that d6. Bernie, you're tied to the mast with everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody who's tied to the mast, deck save.
Everybody who's not?
No save. You're good.
Oh, cool.
Alrighty, Tosha is successful. Bernie, did you dodge on your turn?
I said I would be ready, so yeah, I would be taking like the dodge action, I suppose.
Alright, 15. 19 and 18. Bernie, you are just barely successful.
Alright.
Let's roll the damage. 19 points of lightning damage. Halve to each of you, down to 10, and the ship takes the 19, Miriam.
Evasion, Patry T-poses out of it.
Yeah, so does Yanni, even though she's tied.
Alright, Yanni, your turn.
They video game glitch out of danger.
Yanni's gonna look up at the storm. Where's the heart of the storm?
Roll me a perception check?
Are you gonna shoot the heart of the
Yeah.
star?
I was about to say.
And I'll just give it to the finger.
28.
28. Looking around, the heart of the storm is not within your visual prowess right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
I did set the DC as stupid high because you are inside of the storm.
She's just gonna let the arrow with the rope loose and hold on to, like, have the rope tied off to her still. Into the, where she believes it may be.
Okay, give me an attack roll at disadvantage.
Ooh. And bonus action aim to go straight.
What? No, there's no. You have nothing to aim at.
Where
You're
she believes
guessing. You're guessing. There's no aiming.
The natural 20 checks the heart.
Okay.
20.
A 20. We did it.
Alrighty. You send your arrow, zoom, and it's pulled taut very quickly inside of the storm.
Wait, so it hit something?
Well, no, the weather in the storm, it's like a vacuum. It's sucking the
Okay,
arrow
pulling
pulled
it.
taut. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'm just gonna pull the rope back, and that's my turn.
Alrighty, Jethro.
Okay. We're still at a nosedive, right?
Yup.
And we're trying not to be, right?
Miriam is.
Alright, so this, I don't know how well this is gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Jethro is seeing how we're, like, you know, since we're facing downwards and stuff, he's going to reach out both arms, one at the front of the ship and one at the back.
What?
And he wants.
Oh, you're reaching. You're not grabbing. Okay, my mind.
I'm not, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not
never
that
mind.
big.
Yeah, I was like,
You're not a
that's
bugbear.
That's not.
I'm pointing both my arms at one at the front, one at the back,
Okay.
and he's going to Eldritch Blast
You're shooting the ship.
the front and the back of the ship.
Okay, you have
Front
to
and the
explain
back
to me what your intent is, because by the sounds of it, you're shooting force damage at the ship.
I'm trying to do Grasp of Hadar and Repelling Blast so that the back of the ship is getting pushed down and the front of the ship is getting pulled up.
I will let you know the ship is not considered a creature, it is an object.
No.
I
Good
know.
idea, unfortunately.
Yes.
And it's a grasp of Hadar, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying.
That ability is good against creatures, not objects. You
could
can't
shoot
You
Miriam
can't
if I fall
pull a
over.
building towards you. You cannot pull
I see.
a ship towards you either. Yeah, unfortunately.
I see. In that case, if that is the case, Jethro's near Miriam. He sees Miriam trying to basically pull up. Can Jethro essentially like take over at least for the pulling up part?
You
Like
can assist him with the physical strain of it, but he is the one attuned to it. He is the one using it.
Okay. Yeah, Jethro will aid. Help him doing that then.
Alrighty. So you're giving him the help action, right? You're not casting the spell aid.
I don't have aid,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Alrighty, you're being helped, Bernie.
Being double help.
Yeah. How far away are they from the mast?
About 20 feet or so.
All right. Yeah, there's not really much I can do to help from here, and if we're like, it's basically vertical to get to them now. So.
Correct.
Yeah. I'll cast Aura of Life.
What is the radius of that?
It's 30 foot.
Alrighty.
Just in case someone gets suddenly knocked out or something.
Very good spell.
Yeah.
Nice. Alrighty. Tosha, your turn.
I would have cast Mending on the ship.
That takes a minute.
All right, it does. Shoot.
Everybody always forgets mending's a minute.
Yeah, no, everyone forgets Mending's a minute. That's concentrating on the Celestial. Can I have the Celestial just reassure its grip on Miriam?
You can certainly try. Athletics check.
Okay. Do. 18.
Alrighty. Miriam, the Celestial wraps one of its arms around your waist and the other around the railing.
Okay.
And then can I use my action to try and guide us through the mountains, provided we don't nosedive into it?
You can use your action to roll a perception check, see if you find
Oh.
any safe routes.
That's what I'll do.
Alrighty.
12.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see right now.
All right.
Alrighty. Next up, Miriam.
Okay. How fast are we going down, and how close are we to the mountain?
If the ship does not get righted if the ship doesn't get righted, you will be hitting it this coming turn. If the ship gets pushed by the storm, you'll be hitting it. You need both things to go right for you right now.
Sake.
Better for the underside to hit than the front.
Want to use this spell, but I need to right us so we don't nosedive. All right, I'm gonna use my action to level the ship.
Alrighty.
Hold on. Thank you.
Another athletics check. You do have advantage. Thanks to Jethro.
again. There it goes. So 21.
21. With the help of him and you both pulling back as strongly as you can, the ship begins pulling up towards the sky a lot more. Now you just have to hope that the storm doesn't shove you into it. All done?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Skeleboy time.
I gave him the help command. I don't know.
Alrighty. Patry, your turn.
Yeah, and wait, my I sorry, I just had a brain fart.
What are you doing on your
Anyway,
turn?
Patry's looking at everything, and she's just like, yeah, this is fine. Also, if anyone was to like look into Patry's mind right now, she's like blasting "Bury the Light" in her head.
Okay.
So yeah, another dodge.
Alrighty. Weather time, everybody. 1. That is a lightning bolt at somebody on the ship. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jethro! Who's next to you? Mirian! And the skeletons. Deck saves. None of you took the dodge actions.
And the Celestial.
And the Celestial, yes. Alright, 16's good. 14's just barely a failure.
And gonna do the advantage for 1 and 2.
Alright.
Good question. Does Miriam have advantage because Jethro's the one wearing metal armor?
No, that doesn't stop it from going through.
Oh.
Everyone failed other than Jethro, it would appear. 14 points of lightning damage to all of you and to the ship. It is at this point the ship definitely seems like it's taking on quite a few hits, and it begins getting righted up into the air as you break out from the immediate surrounding of this large storm overhead of you, and you appear to be somewhere over the mountain range itself, flying by and out of sight of everything, and thankfully out of sight from the storm. And we're going to go ahead and go on break, everybody. We'll be right back.
We've successfully hidden from the storm. The storm.
Hello, everybody. Where last we left off, the party had begun their journey over to the Copia Wildwoods in order to hopefully sail up the lake and over towards the Fellwind Pools? Fell Pools. Why is that name so hard to remember?
Yeah, Felder Wheel Pools?
Fester Wheel Pools.
That's the one, yeah.
Okay. Holy shit.
It's a very odd name, to be fair.
I just, for some reason, it doesn't stick.
Yeah. As you were sailing up there, unfortunately, you had encountered a wild storm, and you had to sail through it. Luckily, through some quick action and thinking on many members of this ship's part, you ended up prevailing against the storm, breaking out on the other side of it, and beginning to calmly breathe now that you are past the worst of it.
Well, the good news is that storm seems to have pushed us a day out.
That might be a good thing.
Right. Well, if we're further into the mountains, I mean, instead of going along the lake, we'll just have to try and cut directly across the mountains, maybe.
Well, we were going to have to go net through the mountains anyway to avoid the fort or encampment.
Right, but yeah, I was thinking we would try to stick not deeply into the mountains, just sort of enough to have a bit of cover. But yeah, anyway, yeah, if we can make it between these peaks over here and towards the river there, we can...
How much night do we have left before the ship goes?
Well, I need a survival check from somebody for the how much night is left, and one to figure out where exactly you are.
I'll roll if anyone wants to assist.
I'll roll for the other one.
I will assist Tulsha.
I guess we won't have Yanni do this.
Oh, volunteer, man. Go right ahead.
Which one's more important? Because Yanni will do that one. Knowing where we are or what direction to go.
How much night is left and where we are. Those are two things. Yeah.
Where we are is definitely more important.
Yeah. I'll do where we're at.
Okay. Go ahead. Tulsha first.
And Miriam, you assisted Tulsha, did you say? Or all right. I'm assisting Yanni then.
$23.
Yanni. Survival. 28.
Okay. By your best estimate, thanks to that storm, you've been pushed about this far into the mountain range, where it is on the map.
Okay.
Yanni, your guess is you probably have 4 more hours of moonlight to travel with. Of course, all of you got screwed over a little bit with your rest.
So it's 4 more hours till sunup?
4 more hours of moonlight, yep, until sunrise.
Okay.
I don't think there's anywhere we can land, guys, that's not in the mountains within 4 hours.
I agree. We'll just have to keep making our way north and find a spot, the first spot that looks good within the time we have left.
Yeah.
We take it and set up camp.
Hopefully there might be a valley or someplace that is decent.
Maybe, which one's the tallest mountain, Joey? Is there like a mountain that's like known here to be one of the tallest mountains?
Not in this area. There's not really a lot talked about this mountain range in general for most of you. However, with your specific... Yanni, you're half-elf, right?
Yes.
Okay. History check.
History. Don't know much about biology. Okay, here we go. It's just straight. So 15. Wow, that was better than I was expecting.
All right. So... Come on. Nope, not that one. Oh, that's Menagerie Coast, that's why. Okay. So, where you are in this mountain range, you're maybe a good 3 to 4 hours travel from the ruins of the Pallid Grove, which you've never been to, but you are aware of its existence. There was a large sect of elves that... Sorry, this is everything your character would know. There's a large sect of elves from the Pallid Grove, the Pallid Elves in particular, that were practicing a form of wizardry that was incredibly frowned upon because of how powerful it was, in the hopes of using that to overthrow the Empire. As such, the Empire had to create the Volstrucker program in order to go kill these elves with a caliber of mages that was equal to or superior to them before the Pallid Elves would attack.
Hold on.
This is what Yanni would know.
Okay. There's a grove, but it might be a ghost town. And she's going to point it in the correct direction where it is.
So, did she relay all of that history to us as well, or?
You said ghost town.
Yeah, she'll say it's a ghost town and then be like, she wouldn't go into detail about the Volstruckers knocking out, but she'd be like, the Empire wiped the area out after they posed the threat.
Sounds like them.
Huh. All right, well, I mean, if it's a deserted area, it doesn't really sound like it should be a big problem.
Well,
unless you mean ghost town literally.
No, they just might not like visitors anymore after that. Just don't have a Zemnian accent. Looking at everyone who does not have one.
Yeah, no, and none of us are native Zemnians, I believe, so.
No.
Right. I'll point us in that direction. Everyone else try to get a night's sleep.
All right.
I mean, now that we're not in immediate threat of dying, I'm just kind of enjoying this view. Not every day you get something like this.
True.
Yeah, I was typing. Sorry, I was responding to your thing. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's worth taking a moment once in a while to appreciate the majesty of nature, right? The stars and all that.
I mean, the most beautiful things in nature also can be the things that can kill you horrifically, but yeah, it definitely seemed like the best to take time to smell the roses, so to speak.
Right.
If need be, I don't need to rest all that much. I can take up a watch, make sure everything is safe for now. If you all need to get some rest.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be part of a watch rotation.
Yeah, I've had enough.
Near boat crashes for one day.
She wanted the boat to crash, is what Yanni whispers to Jethro.
Wait, why would she want that?
I don't know, but she was at the very front.
Yanni, you are going to be needed in order to help navigate. You're the only person who's aware of the Pallid Grove's existence in the party. So,
You're muted.
Okay, yeah. Who am I helping?
well, Miriam's the one to tune, so the two of you are pulling the all-nighter.
Okay.
So, as
nice. Oh.
everybody else drifts off to sleep, the two of you alone for the first time ever.
So were you recruited too?
Kind of.
Oh, so did you have to sign one of these contracts? What was your clause?
I didn't actually have to sign a contract. I kind of got roped into this going after my sister, who ran ahead.
Is she all right? Where is she now? Oh, is your sister Tulsha?
Well, yes, Tulsha is one of my sisters. I'm referring. Oh, you weren't right. You weren't here. I actually have an adoptive sister that I grew up with named Lily.
Oh. I was kind of a... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
She's currently back at the Lyceum. She kind of had a epiphany of sorts.
That's a college, right? For wizards? Is she a wizard?
She is a artificer.
Bless you.
Yes, it's very funny. It's a artificer is like a wizard, except they focus solely on creating magic items.
So this isn't me being rude or anything, but you look kind of ill. Are you all right?
Better. Is it the gray complexion or is it the sunken eyes?
I was gonna say the gray complexion.
Oh well, that's just because I am a half giant.
Oh, I've never met a half giant before. Met gnomes. Some of them were a little weird, but yeah. Jethro, you want to talk? You kind of been sitting here.
I thought Jethro was actually sleeping. Or are you pulling an all-nighter as well?
Yeah, if Yanni was going to pull an all-nighter, Jethro would do so, although I would say he'd probably leave them to their conversation if they didn't want him, so he'd just kind of be doing his watch.
So we got the married couple and the group of skeletons. Fifth wheels.
I saw the skeletons doing hand signals. Is that like... I didn't know they could... What was that? Was that sign language?
Yes, it was giant sign language. I actually helped develop it to communicate with Lily. She wasn't able to speak when we first adopted her.
Wow. It's really nice of you. I have a language that I speak too, but it's not really spoken. It's just written. You probably heard of it. It's Quarian.
Would I know of that language?
Oh, you're proficient in nature, right?
Medicine. Nope.
All right, then no.
I'm afraid I've never heard of that language.
Oh, it's from an old dead city well before the calamity. It was old back then. But I had an employer that wanted me to learn it when I was doing I was doing after the whole she has a million yard stare after the food cart debacle. when I had to do odd jobs. One of them was learn a language, but I was super hard at first, and then I got this, and she points at the freaking amulet, the thing on her head, the circlet. And then it took me about a year, but it's I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's like my hidden language that I write letters in now.
Fascinating.
But yeah, anyways, we got to go that way. Just a point. If you want to continue talking to her, you can, or we can fast forward.
All right. Miriam, did you wish to talk?
I'm gonna. He does have one question he wants to ask Yanni. Yanni, if you don't mind, how do you feel about this whole wish thing?
Jeffro, or
Like the whole idea of someone made a wish and now you're here.
Confused at first. That's how I felt. I actually really like having Jeffro's presence around. It was lonely. My job's been lonely. I'm a traveling. I was a traveling cook for a very long time, and after Skittles left, I was alone. And then when I got the assistant job, I was sent all over the place. And then when I got connected to Jeffro, it kind of gave me a new purpose. Like, I don't know. Life's better when you have other people in it. That's something I think I really learned on my travels. And I wasn't sad, but I definitely wasn't happy when I was alone. Plus I'm pretty clumsy, so like if I'm alone by myself and I meet strangers, I usually cause a scene, and it usually gets me or others hurt.
Well, I'm glad that you feel that way. We are social creatures by nature. Despite what anyone says, we're not meant to be alone.
Yeah, I agree with that. People alone tend to become extreme, and then they do things that they normally wouldn't. Why, did you ever have somebody do a wish thing to you or anything like that? Any crazy story?
Well, technically, I guess I can tell you this now. You've been stuck with us for long enough. Technically, me and my immediate family are all the result of our father doing unknown magics to make sure we were born.
Johnny's eyes go white. What?
Oh, yeah.
She's gonna pull out
Also, Wolfstrucker.
she's gonna pull out a little journal of hers, and it's all written in that Corey language that she said. How and why?
Well, apparently, our father, well, he was in the Volstrucker program, so we're all technically half Zemnian. But he hated Trent, the leader for what he did. And he was enraptured with the fairy tale, with the legends of heroes of the ancient times and even beyond our plane. So he got in his bright idea that he needed to make a team of super soldiers, effectively.
That's kind of insane.
It
What would
is.
you use them for?
I couldn't possibly imagine.
So I like to write down story ideas. Can I talk to everybody else and write this down? Because I would love to write like a short story on this. Most of my ideas aren't very good. Well, that's what Jeff Rose says, but I like some of them. Here's one. You are a lawyer. Your brother gets taken over by a demon. everyone knows it takes a higher power to get through to a demon, but you have no time to find a cleric. So you must use the higher power of the law to evict this demon.
I think you might have to change demon to devil. Demons
Oh.
are chaotic.
Sorry, I actually know nothing about those at all.
It's quite all right. It's a good concept, especially if it's a devil, because devils are all about details and contracts.
Out of character, I could not imagine a worse hell than doing fucking law with the devil. But get back in Yanni. Oh well, thank you. I'll edit. Just you're going back on a page and scribbling something out.
Is demons are more chaotic by nature. They don't really. You can't really make a deal with them.
That's good to know, and that adds more credibility to this story. You're really smart.
Thank you.
Do you have a circlet like me?
No, but this hair is magic. I'm actually bald.
Eyes go wide again.
I just pull off the wig. Boom.
Is there light just emanating from nowhere for coming off his head?
Well, we have moonlight.
If anything, it's the moonlight reflecting off the bald head right into Yanni's eyes.
It goes blind for a second. Oh wow. She's looking away. That's crazy. Anyways, I hear Jethro calling me. I'll be right back. She's gonna. Okay, and see.
And scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could switch over to Bernie and Patry then, maybe, because we're having a bit of a chat before we're going to bed.
Yeah, just say that last thing that was posted.
Bernie's just about to go to bed, and he looks at Patry and just looks a bit thoughtful for a moment. Just, I've been meaning to talk with you about something, Patry, in regards to dreams. And I was, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I guess. She kind of looks back. I don't know if this ghost ship has windows or whatever.
Portholes.
Portholes. But she kind of looks back, and if Bernie notices there's that strange red glint in her eyes again, it's just that a night like this seems familiar to me for not the greatest of reasons. But yeah, I'm okay, Bernie. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, well, you see, and I know this might seem a bit, well, probably disrespectful at first, but I know that you don't always have the best of dreams. After we met you, that first, I think it was the first night, once we got into the Shadowfell, I was on watch, and I remember you sleeping, and you seemed very restless, and, well, I didn't know you at the time yet, and I wasn't sure what to make of you. I hope you can forgive me for this, but when that happened, I used my, well, I can sometimes peer into people's minds for a little bit. And I just wanted to make sure that you weren't someone we needed to worry about then. And happened to see some of those dreams of yours?
Patry at looks directly at Bernie, suddenly her face suddenly going completely emotionless. What did you see?
Well, I saw some rather gruesome scenes. Is that something you would like to talk about?
Well, I think we should focus on, you know, whatever's going on with you right now. Some
With me?
traumatic things can. Well, you're having a lot of stuff going on, right? With your brother and the whole Volstrucker thing, or whoever they are. The whole thing about you getting old. I think my stuff can wait till after. You know?
Sure. I just wanted to, well, check in with you. You don't have to always, pretend like things are okay if you don't feel like they are. And, well, I can't speak for everyone here, but I trust the others, and I think they are worthy of your trust as well, and we all basically just want to get along and help each other, and that extends to you as well. And if there's some way we can assist you, whether it's something you need to get done or something you need to get past, you shouldn't worry about reaching out if that's the case.
You know, you remind me of her a lot. Anyway, thanks, Bernie. I'm gonna catch some Z's. And if I catch them, I'm gonna put them in a headlock.
All right.
Yanni looks concerned.
Yeah, Jethro can hear, like, on top of the deck, we can hear that because the portal is probably right below us.
Right. Bernie just looks at her and just, fine. We'll talk later, Patrick. I'll get some rest then.
Patry's already asleep.
Yeah. And he looks at her, just shaking her head, his head a little bit, not shaking her head.
What is wrong with you?
And then he goes to bed as well. Yeah, or sleeps. Yeah.
Alrighty. So, Jethro, Yanni.
Oh no, she just wanted to get away from the shining bald head.
Wow.
Bald.
That is so rude.
We were having a moment, man.
How's his blindness?
There are 2 moons out tonight.
To quote a famous show, bald!
Oh, yeah, and you're over here. I don't know what you're up to, although there was a big... I guess he was showing you some light magic, because there's just a glare that came this way for a second.
No, that's his head.
I mean, he looks back, and I assume the wig's back on.
Yep.
Was his head? I don't know. I'm just checking up. Are you okay? I saw that you kind of walked over here by yourself.
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt you with your conversation because I can be a bit of a, in the way sometimes.
Not in the way. Stop being by your lonesome. Don't be weird. We work with these people.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
Plus, like, think of it. They could probably give us a recommendation somewhere else after this. Apparently, his sister's in the Lyceum. She's an
That's
artsy wizard.
I've never heard of a wizard with an art degree.
Few and far between, for sure. I bet she's really good at prestidigitation.
I mean, it is a simple but also very effective spell.
Yeah, can you imagine painting with that? I think there's a wizard in it. Do you want us to keep having this conversation, Joey? Like,
Only if it's actually going somewhere.
it's just Yanni being Yanni.
Alrighty then,
Yeah.
so no. So, navigating through. Before the sun begins to rise over the horizon, you all end up waking up in order to get ready and prepare yourselves to leave the ship. Up ahead, Miriam, you were instructed to look for something specific, and you end up actually finding it. There's this large plateau placed on top of these mountains within the range that you are looking at. The plateau seems to stretch across for several miles on top of this chopped mountain, which seems precariously well cut. As you are descending down to that, there's a few thatched together buildings and even fewer individuals as you look across this incredible landscape. In fact, as you look across it, you see that you're drawing quite a lot of attention to yourselves by the elven individuals that inhabit this territory and, well, who wake up super early because elf. As you are descending down to the ground, everybody, one of these elvish individuals approaches over towards you. They're adorned in leafy clothing made out of the remains of whatever plants would grow up here. And they look at you all. And who are all of you? They say in Elvish.
We were. I guess I'll talk since I'm the only elf. She'll say in Elvish back. We were caught by the storm and refugeed. We were hoping to stay here for the day, maybe.
She looks at everybody carefully.
Jethro gives a little wave as she looks past him.
Give her a respectful nod.
I'm Patry. Nice to meet you.
They deem that none of you appear to be a direct, immediate threat. You all are welcome to stay here. Your ship is disappearing, by the way.
Yeah, it does that. I mean, are we speaking in common now?
Still Elvish.
Okay.
It does that.
That it is the result of a magical item.
So who here does speak Elvish? Miriam, Yanni,
Polsha.
Tolsha. Perfect.
Jethro.
So Bernie and Patry are the only ones left out of the conversation. Patry, you speak Sylvan though, right?
Yeah.
You can pick up a little bit of what they're saying. It's kind of like if you speak Spanish and people are speaking Portuguese.
Yeah, just a little. Yeah, just a little bit. But of course, she's just straight up says hi in common.
Right.
Just shout out all manner of greetings in Infernal.
Well, you all can stay here outside of our barriers, but we can't allow individuals inside. Not strangers.
Understood. No, that's understandable.
It definitely understandable. Definitely, we'll do that. Is it alright if I ask why?
What are you all saying?
She
saying-
clears her throat and starts to speak in common. You all are permitted to stay outside our barriers. As strangers, you are not welcome inside.
All right, noted. Where exactly are the barriers that we are not allowed to cross? Just so we don't accidentally bump in across them or something.
The elven individual taps their staff on the ground, and when they do so, you see this very large shimmer directly in front of them that stretches around almost the entirety of this plateau, leaving you all with maybe a couple 100 feet from the edge.
All right.
Very well.
I could try. I'm gonna look at everybody. I could say something, guys. I don't know if it will get us all in, but it might help.
I mean, if it might help, go for it. I would say.
I really wish Mom told me more about herself. I was 6. Okay, Sheila turns around. My mother's Alveni Silvani.
Silvani.
Yes, Sivanel, that's right. I promise that's my mother. We just got separated when I was 6.
Roll the proper charisma check.
Persuasion. Okay.
If that's the proper one.
That is the proper one. That is the proper check. I promise.
20. She looks at you. Lost.
It's complicated. She turns her ear so she can see it's like a half elf. And then back at her. Covers her back up with her hair.
Who raised you if not her?
My father. He was a human.
Human?
Yeah. But I think it would be, since I'm here, might be a nice experience to reconnect with my mother's side.
A person raised by the blight of humans is not permitted in here. Everything they touch, they destroy for the purposes of greed and self-serving.
Isolation is a double-edged sword. You turn your back on allies and people who care by keeping them all away by building these walls.
You bring in humans and they massacre everybody.
Am I a human?
You are. You were raised by them.
Well, I wish they saw me as one. That's what she says in Elvish.
You all may remain on the plateau. Any tamperings with our barriers, and we will retaliate.
No.
Yeah.
Do you have a name of this for this place?
We call it the Pallid Grove, though nowadays it's more of a ruin.
Right.
How do I don't want to offend by asking this. How did it become ruined?
She looks directly over at Yanni while saying all of this. The humans from beneath the mountains, stretching across over to the Dunrock, came here requesting to trade information, learn of our teachings that we have from sisters and brothers across the realm. When we accepted them into our barrier, they massacred everyone, killing anybody who understood how to dance with their weapons and magic.
No, it was the fucking Empire, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They chose genocide because we were a potential threat to them. That's at least what they claimed before all of us.
They're still using that excuse.
We didn't even
I-
know they existed.
I'm sorry for the pain that was inflicted upon you and your people. That's the Empire tends to give, yeah, from what I'm seeing, gives humanity and such a bad name or bad reputation.
If it's any consolation, they are our enemy. I know it's little consolation, of course, but yeah, not all human societies or civilizations are like theirs.
We know what we know through experience and nothing else.
No, that's fair. In that case, we know that those Empire are There's very few good people that we've encountered along the Empire. They're rarer than... well, just the rarest herbs.
The people that were the humans that did this to you, you said they were trying to learn your magics. Were they just scholars, or were they?
They said they were trying to learn and trade with each other's magics. We accepted this as truth, accepting their words based off of their smiles and their gestures. It was once they were inside that they decided to attack us. They fed us all alcohol from their homes as a celebration of unionship. And once many of our warriors were overly intoxicated, theirs purged themselves of whatever poisons that they were ingested and killed us. There was nearly 10 families that survived. The secrets of our way of life taken to the grave by only them.
Jethro would kind of turn to Bernie. Yeah, Bernie. Bern, I might be wrong. They said they practiced magic and they genocided. Do you think those were Volstruckers?
I mean, most likely there were some of them. At least they said they were mages, so I know many of the Volstruckers are mages. It's excuse me, lady, or was it a man?
It's a woman.
All right. Approximately, like, how long ago was this? If you would indulge me.
It's an elf. You know, it's hard to tell. This took place nearly 80 years ago.
Right. Well, like Jethro said, we are sorry that happened. And there's little that can be done to repair such damage. But, well, may I ask what it is what do you want now? Are you just trying to live out the rest of your long lives here in seclusion from everyone and everything, or?
Our people thrived and lived happily before their blight happened.
Right.
We are content living up here off the remains of our land and starting to regrow our population in time. We do not seek vengeance. We do not seek retaliation of any kind. We seek to keep our own safe.
More than fair.
Understandable. I wish the same for my family as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From my time in Singorn, would I know anything culturally that might help this situation?
History check.
I'm gonna use my session advantage on this.
21. The Pallid Grove was originally founded by original settlers of Singorn who ventured out into the realm. And they were one of 3 locations across the entirety of Exandria that practiced a forgotten art form of magecraft called blade singing. And in Singorn, all of the blade singers died of illnesses, as far as you're aware. Now, even though you grew up in Singorn, you are not an insider to their dealings. You are not an elf. They do not allow non-elves to know everything about their culture and history. You just get to experience it. But they all died, and the fables and tales of the Blade Singers is remarkable across every form of study. The Lyceum has never had somebody who was a Blade Singer graduate from it. That's how rare it is.
So that you are content with denying your brethren the art of blade singing.
As you say that, they lift their staff much more defensively. Very clearly defensive, not readying an attack, just becoming defensive.
Oh, what? Just, where?
I remember where we are.
Look, she's gonna say in Elvish again. Look, we told you the truth. We're literally just stranded because of our boat at night, and we had to crash here. I appreciate all the hospitality and not killing us on site. Sorry if we caused any offense. I thought dropping my mother's name will help, but I guess that doesn't matter to you because looks like you guys already lost enough elves, and hearing about the loss doesn't help it. Thank you again for your time. And Yanni's just going to go back to cooking.
She'll look over at you, Mirian. How do you know our form?
I was raised in Singorn? I can't remember.
In Singorn, yeah.
I was raised in Singorn. I learned some of your culture.
That is impossible.
Why?
We lost our contact with Singorn during the raid against it from the Chroma Conclave. They returned to the wilds, and they never returned.
I can definitely assure you that once Vox Machina killed the Chroma Conclave, Singorn...
Why would you curse at me in such a manner?
Oh, that's right.
Everyone who understands Elvish knows Vox Machina means the shits.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That is the title of the group that killed the dragons of the Chroma Conclave. Apparently, 2 of them did not like their father, Elvish father, very much. I don't know if that would be public knowledge or not.
Scanlan
I think-
keeps very little hidden in his novels, as well as Tyrion. So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I would know. Okay.
You're telling me that Singorn is still alive.
Singorn is still alive. And correct me if I'm wrong, they are allies with the human kingdom of Tal'Dorei and the mage college, the Lyceum.
The kingdom of
They're
Tal'Dorei. They are not a human kingdom.
Republic, I thought.
The Republic of Tal'Dorei. That is correct.
They are allies with the Republic of Tal'Dorei, as well as the mage college of the Lyceum, which I hail from. If you do not believe me, if you have still remain a way to reach them, I implore you to try.
Where are your robes?
I pull out my Lyceum robes, which I assume are.
You see a flare of familiar magic in her eyes, detect magic. The Lyceum lives and Singorn lives.
And if you, yeah, we are on official business of the Tal'Dorian Republic. Singorn are close and valued friends and allies. I'll just go through my backpack and retrieve the Tal'Dorian flag.
And Jethro would just like to help with this by adding, and if you claim to be allies of Singorn who are allies of us, then whereas you may not see us as friends or allies, we would still consider you as such.
They are not our allies, they are our kin. Our family.
Well, maybe we could help you reunite with them if that is what you want.
Another persuasion roll. This time, Bernie, you are being assisted by everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
Would I know anyone in Singorn that would have talked to me that would
Bernie!
have come here?
God damn it, Clover. Where'd you suck all of the luck away?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, somewhere in Tal'Dorei.
Mirian, you don't know any older elves. You would need somebody who's much older. Most of the elves you've ever interacted with are of the younger generation because they're less snooty and uptight about everything.
What about in the Lyceum? Would anyone from Singorn there?
Oh, absolutely not. No, Singorn educates their own. It's very rare for a full-blooded elf to join anywhere else. Half-elves very commonly, but not full-blooded. Bernie, as you say that, you can see a lot of hesitance on themselves, and it mostly comes from them looking at Yanni. Your mother chose to go with the humans.
Yanni's off cooking. What, is she saying that loud enough for Yanni to hear?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
My mother was a
Supposed to look at
refugee. Would you have preferred her die? How about you do me a favor? Ask the wind right now what it means to die for honor. Hear that response? Absolutely nothing. She's gonna go back to cooking.
Is that what your mother told you?
Yes, she left because she was a refugee.
She chose a human that didn't slay her. claiming that she felt some form of love and kinship towards them, and left under the assumption we were all going to die, every last one.
It doesn't look like she was far off.
I feel like I need to step in here before this gets out of hand. Let's Yanni, let's just stay outside the outskirts as they asked. And
That's what I was doing. I'm literally cooking over here. She's screaming that back.
Well, at least now you know that your kin are in fact still alive, that they exist. They are in Singorn. And Miriam, I mean, maybe it would be possible for you to, I don't know, facilitate some kind of meeting or something.
I'm afraid I do not have any contacts within Singorn themselves, but I think I know someone who could relay the message of this civilization's survival to their elders.
Question, Joey.
Yeah.
Would I possibly have any contacts as an archaeologist?
Not in Singorn.
Well,
You're from... Yeah, definitely not Singorn. If you're not raised there, you have no possibility of knowing about their stuff. They're very close kept to the chest.
Only reason Miriam knows anything.
Yeah.
but Singorn is on maps that are dated modernly, right?
Singorn's still on maps, yeah. It's the same place it's always been at.
Now,
Well, not always. They left and came back a few times.
I'll reach into my bag and like pull out one of the maps. It's from later years after the Chroma Conclave, so like within probably a year or two old. This is a current map of Tal'Dorei. Singorn stands strong. Yes, there's been events after. Volric is public knowledge, right?
To you, yes.
After the events of Volric, which
Vorvik,
just yeah,
the champion to the Queen of Ravens.
yes.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Roughly how many years ago was that?
That was like 5 years ago, I think. 6 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah, but
when he was
but,
resurrected, when he was originally the champion, was a long time ago. Remember, you're talking to
Yeah.
elves. These people
Yeah.
remember long
That's a
ago.
long. They
Yeah.
have
Elves!
calamity knowledge.
In my world, elves live to 1,000 unless killed. Like,
He was resurrected 5 years ago until, well, he started on a warpath. He was only taken down by the new champion of the Queen of Ravens.
this is...
That's all we would know as public people.
I wish to hear more, if you do not mind. I can permit those of you inside, but
Of course,
the one
we can.
she would have to relinquish her weapons.
Because you're part.
And we are not accepting any gifts from any of you.
Of course, knowing what has happened, we would not dare to ruin your hospitality in such a manner. But I can share as much info as I can, and if I know, and I've met Lady Teresa personally, the head of the Church of the Ravens at the moment.
All of you may pass by. She lifts the staff and places it against the barrier. Who's going to step through first?
I will.
Okay. Yanni, are you coming through? Jethro?
Jethro may. I guess Jethro, as everyone probably else is going through, I would assume Yanni's not, and Jethro will say, "I thank you for the offer. However, I will remain here with my." He looked like really hesitant to say his wife, and especially in front of this person, with her, my companion. I do not wish to leave her alone.
They don't
And
really even acknowledge the statement. They just stand there. Dolch?
I'd be happy to relinquish my weapon as well if that would make you feel safer. If it's something you want.
It would. Thank you.
All right, and then I'll take out my axe from my belt and I'll hand it to her.
One by one, as the four of you step and venture inside, you feel... Yeah?
One thing. Before I walk through, would it be permitted if I were to attempt to reach someone who can inform Singorn of your continued existence?
You may.
Okay.
And you may use my name. Zero Cathun.
Zero Cathun. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that translates to she who speaks with the weave.
Okay.
Definitely a title, not just a name.
I suppose we haven't actually introduced ourselves as either. My name is Baron Cragless. I'm a paladin of the Lawbearer.
Lawbearer.
I am sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm Telshamirik, cleric of Mamavusi.
I'm Patry. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
I am known as Miriam Skyspeaker. And I pull out my fancy sending stone and begin giving a message to Professor Thunderbrand to ask to deliver a message to anyone of importance at Singorn who could relay this.
Sky Speaker, you say?
Yes.
Your family, you have strong relations with the Moonweaver.
Yes, my mother is actually a cleric of the Moonweaver.
She smiles. As all of you step through, you see, firstly, directly in front of you, that this barrier does present an illusion. This incredibly large, yet very simplistic community stretches across for miles as far as your eyes can stretch and see. You see there's all manners of different combatants nearby her side that were ready but unseen by any of you and undetectable as well, thanks to the barrier that they have protecting it. All of them with their weapons, halberds, swords, blades at the ready. And then when you look at the barrier itself, you see that has very intricate runic markings that are very, very sophisticated, Miriam, to the point where this would be on par with the outer walls of Singorn for the amount of protection they have. However, you also notice that it has the Moonweaver's markings imbued all across it. The goddess to help protect those through the shadows and through deceit.
Barriers is just as powerful as the walls of Singorn.
They would not have been able to come in here unless we allowed them to. one of the soldiers steps up to you, Bernie, and they pull this very large tapestry off their side, unfolding it many times for you to place your blade into it.
Yeah, I'll relinquish my axe and also the greatsword.
All right. Bernie, being the only person here other than Patry who doesn't speak Elvish, you would miss the queue that Mirian or Tolsha could walk you through. This is supposed to be a warrior's welcome. It is symbolic of, though you may not have your own means of protection, it will remain by our side and untouched by no other hands. It is a formal gesture of you placing your weapon, you folding it, and you protecting it and trusting them as your host.
All right.
If either of you would like to inform him.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Noted.
Oh, that's cool.
I assume they're going to do something similar for me and Tolsha to not have our ability to cast magic.
No. They
Oh, really?
only stipulated that Yanni Bernie offered.
Yeesh.
And that same warrior is going to be following within your periphery vision the entire time, Bernie, with the weapon presented before him. Just so you can see, nothing will come harm to it.
All right. Just give him a respectful nod.
You all, not what we expected to encounter today. Or any of our days.
Right. Well, we weren't actually expecting to come up here either. We're headed north for, well, reasons. We need to find one of our, well, distant siblings actually. And well, we were sort of forced further into the mountains by the storm last night.
The storm last night, you say?
Yes.
Right.
We were performing a ritual last night. Asked for assistance with our harvest and to fertilize the land after the great tormentor had destroyed it.
Well, we shall offer whatever help we can.
I believe you are
Sure.
brought here for more reasons than just fertile land. The Moonweaver works in mysterious ways.
That she does.
Yeah. I'm afraid none of us are druids. I don't believe. Are we? No. Yanni, Patry? No, they're not.
No.
That is just Burn in-game wandering if they have some.
No.
No. But yeah, I'm happy to assist in any capacity I can if I'm able to.
We would be gracious to accept such a thing. I believe this is a clear sign. Now, who inside the bubble has a very high passive?
I do.
19's not very high.
21.
Ooh, that's very high. Bernie, as you are speaking, you notice that there is a woman.
23 actually. Yeah.
20. Oh, please update that. You see that there is a woman seated on top of one of these thatched roofs who blends into it very well, who has a remarkable looking blade sheathed at her side, who seems to be watching all of you incredibly carefully. There's a level of distrust, anger, and readiness in her eyes that you can very clearly discern. The blade at her side is a long sword that has what appears to be 2 arrows as the guard on either side of the handle. When you see that, you also take note that the blade itself glows with the same glimmering shine as the moon would hold, and the hilt and pommel is a little too far away for you to make out specifically, but you can tell it has a very intricate amount of details coinciding with it.
Yeah, I'll just give her a quickly glance over towards her and give her a nod. And yeah, I feel comfortable enough to say this, and you have my word as a paladin of the Lawbearer that I will not do anything to harm you or your place here, your village, city.
And I know this and appreciate it. You watch as Zoro Cathun looks back over at the woman who takes a step and seems to be almost stepping upon the air as they're descending down to the ground, stepping up beside, well, the woman you've been speaking to this entire time.
Wow, that was really cool. How'd you do that?
She says something in Elvish.
What'd you say?
I simply walk as if the birds were underneath my feet.
It's kind of like my skirt. Oh my gosh.
You all, do you have word of this empire you spoke of?
Yes, there's a war that has been declared on them by the Tal'Dorei Republic after they killed one of their emissaries.
Bernie, you see this individual's attention snaps to 100% full as soon as war is mentioned.
Yeah. The Dwendali Empire is currently at war with our republic, but it has come to our attention that the empire itself is, well, for lack of a better word, corrupted from within. There is an ancient lich by the name of Trent Ickathon, or that's at least the name we know him by.
You hear murmuring amongst the crowd.
Who seems to be pulling strings inside the Empire from behind a veil of lies and deceit. And he is, in many ways, the main enemy of us all. We are hoping to avoid any large battles with full-on armies. That would only bring about more death. And as you know, in war, it's the regular people who take the heaviest toll, even if it's the leaders who enact the war.
In addition, there are areas and many people inside of the Empire who want no such war to happen, and several of the towns are slowly trying to break away.
Right.
Which direction is the battlefield? Zas? No.
There is no current battlefield in one clear direction. It sort of spans, well, almost across the entire realm, I guess you could say. But the war hasn't fully broken out into open battles. At least not yet, as far as I'm aware, over the last 2 weeks or so. But we have been, Tal'Dorei, we have been in contact with the Menagerie Coast. They are, at least many of the marquises there are currently seeking to ally with Tal'Dorei, because the Empire has also made incursions into their territory. And to the northeast, there is a settlement inside the Empire's territory called Pride's Call. They are actively wanting to secede from the Empire, and well, we are helping them, even if they don't particularly want to ally actively with us.
Which direction is this Pride's Call? Zast, no! I apologize. Our young warrior here has not fully found her calling of listening to leadership yet.
Right. I know the type.
Understandable. Recently, we believe the primary phylactery of this Trenticathon has been destroyed. That was hidden in a place far away from the Empire, guarded by an atropol.
We do not know where that's from, right?
We don't know where it's from, but we know what it is.
Right. The only confirmed ones that we know were Trent's were the ones I blew up with the Tuesday group, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, at this point you watch as Zest, the younger elf woman, walks away from this site, and Zero gives a soft sigh. I apologize. It was, well, for her, very recent when her father, one of the last blade singers, was slayed by them.
It's understandable.
She still wields far too much hatred in her heart, but she's the last person that Starraiser has accepted.
Oh, fuck. Would that, as an archaeologist, does that ring any bells in any kind of history?
Roll.
What about a Arcana wizard?
Roll.
26.
Can I just roll religion to recognize it? Or...
Yeah.
All right.
We just want to know we know what
The
it is.
rarity of legendary is called legendary because of legend.
Yeah.
Yes, all three of you have heard of the powerful and incredibly rare blade that is one of the vestiges of divergence for the Moonweaver herself, Starraiser.
I see.
Well, that is true, then well, what I have come to realize is that such tools, as they are, weapons, were not meant to be idle.
How come all of you suddenly got weird faces when she mentioned the star razor? Is that like a shaving razor?
No.
It is the legendary weapon of the Moonweaver.
Oh.
The fact
So I
that-
suppose getting stabbed by it would be very bad news, right?
Very much so.
Very much.
Only if you are not meant to be here.
But we know the desire to seek revenge as well. My sister had such against a dragonborn that had murdered her entire family and took her voice when she was just a child. Only recently were we able to help her find closure.
And from, well, as you said, we can only know from our experiences. And in my personal experience, that kind of anger, it cannot always be, well, held at bay until you learn to focus it. It has to be, well, focused in a specific way before you take it out on everything around you.
With all due respect, I understand tieflings live for quite a while, but your perception of time is nearly a blip within our own perception of it. For
Believe me,
her,
I
it has
have
been
come to learn.
it is a short period of her life, but it has been the majority of her focus. We will continue our meditations to hopefully quell her mind and get her back into the form that she needs to be. Protection of our people is more important than vengeance.
Of course.
Question to DM.
Uh-huh.
I just realized how old this person is and all the things they're talking about. Has she reacted to the necklace Bernie's wearing?
No.
Okay, good. I was scared.
Well, it's not my place anyway to deal with your subordinates.
Now, Bernie and Tolsha with your passives, you would both notice that from the hut that she had left through, a mouse crawls out and is heading towards the two of you, and kind of like sneakily climbs up onto the back of Tolsha's leg.
My bird would just be staring right at it. Just like over the shoulder, stare straight down.
Well, we are expecting many stories of our kin across the ocean, and I'm hoping we can learn at least a little bit from you all while you are here. You're all welcome to rest here as you see fit.
Thank you. And we will offer to fill in as much info as we can between what we've seen in our travels to the status of the refugees of Draconia and Zazat Kitcherl, to the status of the Menagerie Coast after the attack by Craven.
I look forward to know more about what is happening in our world. You may stay at my private hut. She gestures forward and brings you all over, opening it up, and it is remarkably much larger on the inside than it is the outside. Wizards and shit, you know?
Wizards!
As you...
Did she give us a did she give us a title for her, like, is her role there in the...
She gave you her name.
Right.
Doubles.
Yeah, and that was the title, basically. Yeah.
Zero Cthulhu, yes. Their titles aren't as simple as my lady, my lord. It's what is your
Yeah.
purpose and role, that is your title. As you all get in there, and you can see outside the hut, that same individual gives you your privacy, Bernie, but at any time you can look through the slit of the door of the hut and see them standing there with your blade still. It is very important to all of them to honor whatever they say.
Right.
He's merely 40, 50 feet away from you.
Yeah, well, just respect that dedication to their, honor,
So, while the four of you get into this hut, it is remarkably much bigger than you would have thought previously, and also remarkably seems to have a lot of significant pieces across the walls inside. You see that there's quite a few unique looking blades. There's a set of hatchets that are remarkably sharp and well crafted with jewels encrusted into the blades themselves. You see that there appears to be a intricate woven cloak that seems to go through an entire family tree of her entire lineage on the back of it. Apparently she descends 10 generations of elves, which is, well, at maximum 10,000 years. So that's very old lineage. You also notice that over top of her prayer station to the Moonweaver, there appears to be 3 beautiful-looking jewelry pieces, 2 of which are earrings and 1 is an amulet that are positioned as a specific location for this worship.
Also just geeking out over all the ancient and historical stuff, just like rattling off info she can think of off the top of her head about them. Historical knowledge and archaeologist.
The mouse.
She has a pet.
Oh, yeah. The mouse crawls off of your leg, Tolsha, to the opposite corner from where the opening would be. And you watch as it transforms into that same woman you saw before.
My bird was watching it constantly just to see if she tried to take anything.
Oh, didn't do anything, just hiding from everybody else from seeing. Clearly
So
not
she's-
hiding from you, just hiding from the elves.
So she's inside the hut. Okay.
Yeah. Just out of sight from everybody as she looks carefully, then over at all of you. I need to know how I can get over to this pride's call.
Did Zero, did she leave the room, or is she...
Yeah, she's letting you all rest here.
Right, okay, yeah. I'll look at her and You need to speak with your leader if... I mean, I would be happy to bring you along, but as I said, I gave my word that I would not bring any harm to your people here, and if I break that word by bringing you along without them deciding that for themselves, then it falls on me to bear.
I am in no danger from traveling, and I can survive on my own, no problem. I need to get out into the world and fight. It is the only way for me to awaken my blade. She draws forth the Star Razor, holding it outwards. As the wielder of this legendary sword, I was chosen. You will obey me as a warrior. Now you realize she is definitely a child.
Right. It's like being in Singorn again.
No, Tulsa's just having Clover flashbacks.
Yeah. Go ahead,
That's not quite how it works. Zath, was it?
Zast.
Zast. Well, you see, it's... I understand your zeal. I've definitely shared that myself through the years, but a weapon like that alone is not enough to forge your path in the world. You need allies. You need a good group with you. You need someone you can trust. And if you charge blindly onto danger, sure, you may probably kill many Zemnians, but they will rally against you at some point.
Not to mention,
yeah,
if you go charging out there, they'll realize that the Pallid Grove still exists.
Exactly.
You all are weak-minded, just as she is.
Far
Afraid
from
to
it.
take the first step.
Miriam gets up from his chair, and I start pulling out spell books and focuses and just dropping them on the floor. Do you know what those are?
These are all spell books. Yes, of course.
Each focus and book was taken from a Volstrucker that we killed.
She looks at the stack and back over at you, Miriam. She will kneel downwards and bow her head towards you.
I was not expecting that one.
I did not mean any disrespect to a valiant warrior who is trying to avenge my people. I only wish to do my part. The Star Razor has chosen me. I must avenge my father.
Are you aware
Yeah, but-
of
oh, sorry.
who particularly was the one that killed your father? Do you remember their face, their accent, what magics they used?
The
'Cause
individual
AT
who had hunted him down while we were traveling, trying to keep this vestige safe. I'll never forget their face.
Then draw it.
They make a minor illusion for you.
Have we seen this individual before?
You see a modern-looking Zemnian man, fairly young, maybe early 20s, human. Intricate tattoos across their scalp, all the way down their neck and their back and their arms. The individual inside of this minor illusion seems to be wielding a skull in their hand. This one you guys have not seen before. Which obviously means they're still alive. But also, her father was killed much more recently than that purging.
How long ago were they killed? "32 moons." Translated into normal time.
Just shy of 3 years ago.
3 years. Where?
We were traveling along the coastline. He was teaching me how to better wield this weapon and teaching me the way of the dance. I had honed it perfectly, and he noticed a urchin in the woods. I tried to stray away, and he encouraged me to feed them. After we did, that same urchin appeared several more times, and within a week's time, we were ambushed. They had 30 soldiers and that Volstrucker.
You remember the urchin?
It was him without the tattoos, disguising himself.
I see.
We slayed nearly every single one of the soldiers, but the Volstrucker seemed to be magnificently powerful when it came to their control over undead.
A necromancer, then.
Yes. The last thing my father managed to do before dying to him was send the blade flying over to me and countering the last spell of theirs before I teleported away. I could only travel a short distance. I couldn't make it to him in time, so I watched as the Volstrucker began draining the life from my father as I had to flee. I will avenge him.
And I think you will one day, but consider this. Your father, with his last act, ensured that you could get away with this very blade. Are you so eager to run off right away and give it straight to them? Because that is what you will be doing if you head out alone.
I've trained with this blade for 3 years.
I am certain you
Patry-
wield it
oh,
very
sorry.
well. But yeah, go ahead.
Patry will then look down at her, her orange eyes turning red again, and said, Listen, girl. I know quite a few things about revenge, but do you really think that, magical sword or not, you're going to be able to face all of those people? I couldn't care less about if that thing chose you or not. Going there alone will get you killed.
You all underestimate me.
And you underestimate how much Bullstruckers bend magic.
If you have been capable of slaying so many, she raises her blade over to you, Mirian, then I challenge you. A duel amongst mages. If I win, I will go. And
Then
you will
have-
tell me. And if I lose, I will submit.
Then you would have to fight all of us because we defeated those Volstruckers together. Had it been one of us at a time, they would have easily won.
Then so be it. And
And they honestly don't give a damn about honorable duels.
that is where we're going to cut the session off, though. Next session, we come back. You all get to fight one of the legendary blade singers. Hope you guys are ready to see exactly how broken that is. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you all had a great time. We'll see you next time.
Not only that, Yanni and Jethro
Oh, shit.